Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another VitalBuzzSolution video, and today we'll be playing some more Hand of the Gods. Yes, it's that time again. In the last video I did state that this will probably be the last video that I will do. I've had a bit of a change of heart. I've changed my mind actually. What I'm going to do instead is we are going to be playing New War's Empire. As you can see, I've already leveled up to about level 4, and I'm going to leave it a little while so that I can play this game a little bit more offline, so that I can unlock some more cards, enable me to play some different strategies, different cards, different combos with different gods, so that I can put out a better army for you guys to see, and it'll be better entertainment, not just for you but for me as well. So that is the plan going forward. With New War's Empire's already stated, I'm already up to level 4 right now. What I have been doing, the last, I believe I've played 4 games now, and each game I've actually won the match, believe it or not. I did fiddle around with the deck a little bit, so essentially what it is now, if you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, a blue mono deck, which is basically a deck that controls the game, and that's essentially what this New War deck I've built is. It's about control, limiting our opponent to play too many cards on the battlefield so that we get overwhelmed, and also it'll deal with some threats that could potentially hamper our game. So at the moment what we want some relatively cheap cards to cast, so we don't want him. That is always a useful card, the Stone Guardian, that enables us to get +1 range, so we'll keep that. And it is us to go first, believe it or not. There's nothing that we can play at the moment, so what I'm going to do is cast our character special, which enables us to get a free Crescent Blade, which I'm going to keep in the deck, which will roll over to a costing mana of 1, but there's nothing that we can use it on at the moment. There's no enemies that we can deal 1 damage to, and they're relatively cheap cards, so essentially what I try and do is, if there's nothing that I can do, for example like there is in that previous turn there, I rack up a couple of them Crescent Blades, and then I can deal a single damage each time it's only costing me a mana. And sometimes it can get rid of some very nasty cheap cards that our opponent has on the board. So that's part of our strategy there for control. We have a few spell cards which you can use. This one here is one being an example. It's called the Beckoning Strike, which deals 2 damage and it spawns a random 2-cost unit, which is very useful. Here's another one. We've got 2 He Bows. There's another one in the deck somewhere. The war cry of this, it enables us to return an enemy unit to our owner's hand, which inevitably delays their turn. So if they play something which they intend on using that turn, we can delay that potential threat by a turn. So essentially it pushes them back, their strategy back by 1 turn, and it enables us to build up our army and gain a little bit of an advantage. So at the moment I don't want to be using that card, so like I said, I want to be hanging on to that in case we come across something that is potentially threatening to us. So the sensible thing for us to do at the moment is to spend 2 mana again on Crescent Blade, so we've got 2 of them in the deck now, and pass the turn over to our opponent. We can't use that 1 remaining 1 mana because there's nothing really that we can use or spend 1 mana on at this moment in time. So we're just going to sit and wait and see what our opponent does. I might next turn, yeah, if nothing happens and he doesn't play anything, this turn we'll play Changi, I believe we pronounced that right, which means that our spells cost 1 less to cast. Okay, so our opponent has played a card. That's fine. So Changi we could play, because that's quite a tough unit to actually to take down. So we'll go with Chang-Hee as a buffer. So that'll act as our defence for the time being. We've got a Crescent Blade. Is it worth actually using them? Because we can only play 2. We can cast the Beckoning Strike, which deals 2 damage and spawns a random 2 cost unit, which I might do, which I can't. Might do next turn actually. So I might hang on to those Crescent Blades, although that one costs us nothing. So we'll throw in a cheeky 1 damage. Pass the turnover. Because our Chang-Hee can only deal 1 damage, but she has 4 health. And Aphrodite has 2-4. I was going to stay there, but she's Aphrodite has given Protect on that Spartan unit. So whenever this unit kills a unit, spawn a random unit that costs 2 and give it to charge. That is very deadly. So we're going to need to do something about that very, very, very quickly. So let's have a look. Do we want to be playing that? Because this is about control. So now we need to have a think about what we're going to do. Aphrodite, I'm not too worried about at the moment, but we need to get rid of that Spartan, definitely. So the best plan of action would be is to deal the 2 damage, which enables us to spawn this Fire Imp. So then we can attack that Spartan, get the Crescent Blade out, kill him for 1. Quickly cast another Crescent Blade, kill off that unit that has spawned, and then pass the turn over to our opponent. Woof, that was quite a bit to explain there. Aphrodite will inevitably kill Chang-Hee because she's a lot stronger than what our creature is.
Sound the death.
Our lady, I should say.
I arise.
Lady in dress. So he's summoned Hades. So whenever this unit kills a unit, add a copy of it into your hand. So our opponent has just decided to whittle our health down. So now we've got 2 Hebos. That's brilliant. So we could throw back Hades, which costs 5 mana, back into our opponent's hand, which I think is what we're going to do. So you are going to disappear.
Those ones shall be swept aside.
Bye bye. There we go. Chang-Hee, we've actually got 2 more mana to actually play with. Is there anything else we can use? Well, I've got 3. But we could use the 2 mana. What we could do, we'll get another Crescent Blade out, which has cost 2 mana. Dwindle Aphrodite down by 1 health, and we'll keep Chang-Hee as a defense because she can't kill Aphrodite just yet. But we have Hebo as backup. So between them, I suppose they could wipe out Aphrodite, although she can only attack 1 unit. So she's probably going to more likely go for Chang-Hee, which is what she's done. So they've done their damage. So she's now down to 2. Bronte, so whenever a friendly god enters the battlefield, gain +1/+1. That could be problematic. That's just a harpy, which enables you to draw a card. I'm not too worried about that. Pummel, deal 1 damage to an enemy unit and stun them. Which is probably what I might do, actually. We need to get rid of Brontes first, though. So what we'll do We'll use our friend, the Crescent Blade. Deal 1 damage. And then we'll throw in an additional 2. Gets rid of that Brontes. Pummel will deal 1 damage to an enemy unit and stun them. So does it really matter which one we use? The Harpy or Aphrodite? So whenever another friendly dies, we get to draw a card. Might actually use that one there. Use the Nakan Warrior. Place him at the back. So that'll enable us to get a free card. And maybe something a little bit interesting or very tasty for that matter. At the moment, the battle's very even. We'll just have to see what our opponent decides to do. What's he going to use the Harpy for? What's he going to use Aphrodite for? So he's stunned our warrior. Are you going to kill our Hebo? That was a like for like. And his Harpy goes in, or her Harpy for that matter, goes in for 3 damage. So the Clay Soldier, Afterlife, deals 5 damage randomly split between adjacent enemies. So Pummel deals 1 damage to an enemy and stuns them. Hebo returns an enemy unit to the owner's hand. That might be useful. Which I think we're probably going to have to do. So we'll place Hebo down.
Swift and sure, they must flow to victory.
Get rid of Ares. Gone. And the Venator will give another friendly unit +2/+1, which is what we're going to do. And that is our turn. Done. Hopefully, once when we've been able to get on top of our opponents, so Ares is back onto the battlefield, so yes, he's going to inevitably stun one of our units, but we've pushed him back a turn, so it's enabled us to at least get on top of the situation. So whatever he does or decides to do this turn, or she does, I keep saying he, it could be a she, whatever they decide to do this turn, it will give us the opportunity to get a little bit of board presence. So that stuns all enemies in a target column, and I can draw a card, which I am going to do. So now that's stunned Ares for a turn. We want to hang on to this Chaos Spawn in case he plays a unit with a special ability. So now what have we got? We've got 7 health left. Okay. So we'll move you up 1. You deal damage to that Harpy, get rid of it. I want to use a Crescent Blade to deal 1 damage. And we want to deal 4 more damage to Ares. So we'll play Sagittarius.
The blade is.
And that enables us to spawn another unit. Ah, brilliant! It's an Arachne. So at the end of your turn, I can spawn a Spiderling in an adjacent tile, which is 1 there. Brilliant. That will be a useful creature to play. So as you can see there, with us being able to return Ares back to our opponent's hand, it's pushed him back a turn, and just look at what that 1 turn has done. It has made a huge difference. It's enabled us now to get a board presence. So now it's hopefully put him or her on them on the back foot. Because all he can do now, unless he's got any units that he can place down on the battlefield that do not suffer with summoning sickness, there's nothing really that he can do this turn. So we are in a strong position actually. So he silenced the arachnids, so we can't spawn any more spiderlings, which is fine. Throw down another Aphrodite, so Ares has another 1 protect, but I'm not sure if that's going to help him because I'm going to use this Crescent Blade to deal 1 damage. He's dead. Bye bye Ares. So now we need to have a think what we're going to do. So we could place down another clay soldier, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea actually. That deals 1 damage to an enemy unit and stuns them. That could be useful. I might want to hang on to that in case it plays a bigger card. So we'll place the clay soldier down. You are going to do damage to you. You are going to do damage there. You are going to do damage there. Like for like. You are going to attack. There we go. Whew. We still had 6 mana to actually use there, which we probably should have used. Probably placing a Stone Guardian down, but there was a lot to do there that turn. But we're okay, we've still got a good board presence. So now he's got a Fire Imp down, so he's going to get rid of that warrior, so he's gone. And it also depends what he's got left in his deck. He should have plenty of creatures that he can use. There we go. Fury, that's a 6/6. Immune return damage, which we might use Pummel for, because that will deal 1 damage to that enemy unit and stuns them. And then we're probably going to need to actually think about, oh, we've got 2 Pummels, so we can actually stun 2 enemies. Whenever a friendly god enters the battlefield, gain +1/+0. So I suppose what we could do here, we're definitely going to use this Pummel, silence the Fury, place our Chaos Spawn, silence the Marksman so we can't get +1/+0. Whenever this unit kills a unit, spawn a random unit that costs 2 less and give it charge. Ooh, that could be useful. At the start of your turn, gain +1 range. I kind of want to go with the Stone Guardian. So let's get rid of this unit here. That bowman will get rid of the unit. Gone. And then we'll start advancing our way up the battlefield. And that's all we can do this turn at the moment. And our opponent has conceded. It's a victory. So there you have it. A control deck, by pushing our opponent back several turns and controlling what happens on the board, enables you to build up a board presence eventually so that you overwhelm your opponent with the right creature cards, as it was proven there. It's a shame that we couldn't see it out because he still had quite a bit of health left over. Maybe he'd run out of cards which enabled him or her to actually do anything on the battlefield, so that possibly had led to our victory. But it's a shame that they didn't want to see it out through till the end just to see what happens. But we won. So there we have it. If you have enjoyed watching this Hand of the Gods video, please leave a like. It goes a long way. And if you want to see more of my channel, you can subscribe to VitalBuzzSolution and go and check out all my other videos on my channel as well. I'm also available on Facebook, VitalBuzzSolution. Go and check that page out as well. It gives you all the latest updates of what's happening. I'm on Instagram as well at VitalBuzzSolution and Twitter at VitalBuzz. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and keep buzzing.